Hey all, so we are finally in Thanksgiving week. So Thanksgiving is only 3 days away. Can you believe it? I can't. But anyways, we are in another focus word of the week, and I'm having tough time with this shirt today. So this week we are doing obedience. So the verse to go with it is whatever looks un what whoever looks intentionally into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. James 1:25. We grew we grew up hearing obey your parents, obey your teachers, and many other phrases we've as stamped as typical. These phrases were instructed of us usually to avoid punishment, knowing that consequences followed our disobedience. And so our mindset was created of this word, obedience, a word that often triggers that thought in our head, avoid punishment. This mindset we have crafted causing us to focus more on the action command and less on the giver of it. If we think God is unfair, arrogant, or unaware of our human needs, we would why would we listen to what he has to say? If we think he withholds good from us, will we put our trust in his ways? Providing not. Probably not. Our human desire to find fulfillment will claw its way forward, pushing us to pursue what might satisfy and believing that it might be outside of what God knows, wants, provides, and instructs. So maybe we should ask ourselves, based on our past experiences, have we ever regretted following Him? When we have experienced discomfort or heartache, has He ever failed to provide us with what we need to navigate life's unexpected moments? No, never. His presence has always been our comfort. Even when we betray or reject Him, His character remains consistent. The hard part is that obedience continually requires us to deny ourselves and surrender ourselves, deny ourselves, and what we visibly see. It asks us to forego our pride and self preservation and to trust the heart of our Father. Obedience asks us to base our perspective on His promise and trust His process to arrive there. And when we do, our eyes are opened to what He is doing, so solidifying our hope that He has been at work the whole time, working in the invisible places that provide lasting transformation. If we survived our own lives, if we surveyed our own lives, our habits, our tendencies, our choices, and our relationships, we will find a correlation between emptiness and disobedience. Could it be that we are still pursuing pain and hoping something changes? Whatever the struggle is, follow His reveals. Whatever we struggle to follow Him reveals where we are hesitant to trust Him. Our behavior is what's on the surface, but it's our heart He is after. He is yearning for us to fear and obey Him so that we can actually experience true life. God never asks for our obedience to hold us back. He commanded it because He wants us to run forth, because He made us. He knows what satisfies us and what drains us. And that if we follow Him, His unwavering faithfulness will remind us that the narrow way is worth the sacrifice. Focus if we focus on obedience this week, think through all the kindness all the love, all the care, all the forgiveness that Jesus has freely given you. Being obedient isn't hard, it's a response to the love He wraps us in daily. Jesus, help me to obey you and trust your heart. Amen. Okay. Okay, in the journal, obedience. Offer everything in your life to the one who gave it all. Build your trust with the truth of build your trust up with the truth of His word. Erase your mind and reminder erase your mind with reminders of His character. Ease your mind with reminders of His character. Decide that following Jesus is the most important thing. Inspire more faith with each step of obedience. Enrich every relationship you're in by pursuing holiness. Negate anything that tries to convince you God isn't in control. Cling to His promises as you walk with courage. Experience the peace that accompanies an obedient spirit. Clear the clutter and take the time to really marinate on this. This, I feel like ease your mind with reminders of His character. Makes me think of journaling. And so journal, like kind of like with having a prayer journal, so where you have a prayer request and then having like one page where it's a prayer each. I need to redo my prayer journal, but having like one page where it's like this is a prayer, and so you have the prayer request at the top, and then that like follow through with how that prayer's like you see something going with it, moving in that around that prayer request, write it down, and then see how God is moving in that prayer request to the very, very end, and maybe even beyond, to where maybe the answer to that request is like ongoing from generation to generation. And so I think when we have that like that journal of how God's working in our lives helps us with being more obedient and surrendering ourselves, so then He can show up and show off in our lives. So food for thought, to remember to live your life daily in obedience this week. And we'll see you next week, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.